Good morning. This is Mr. Reyes here to show you that math is a skill that you can learn. So before, we have done one-step equations where you only have to do one operation to balance it, to figure out what's in the mystery box, to figure out what x equals. But this time we are going to start looking at two steps where we have two different operations. If you see right here, we have +2, but we also have ×4. And you might be thinking, oh, he wrote PEMDAS, because we have to do it in the order of operations. Now, careful with that, because it's actually the opposite. Listen carefully. When you are solving for a variable, x, y, z, whatever, you have to do the order of operations backwards, SADMEP, instead of PEMDAS. So that means when we solve this, we're going to end up dealing with this +2 before we deal with the ×4. And I'll go down and show you the picture. So, like I said, we're doing it the order of operations backwards, so this is going to be what we'll deal with first. If you don't like the picture, don't worry about it. If you like the picture, please use it. That's why it's there. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides, because our goal is to get the mystery box, or the x, by itself on one side of the equation. And that's what tells us with the most ease what x equals or what is in the mystery box. And we always assume that every mystery box in a given problem has the same amount of circles. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. Let me write that in. I'll write in black for that. So subtracting 2 and subtracting 2. This gives us 4x equals 8. And now, let me manipulate the picture to demonstrate that. I'm going to pretend like there are the negative circles, kind of like in our Desmos activity. So we're going to subtract 2. Let's pretend red is negative. This will collide with that, and it will cross it out, and we'll cross it out. It will go poof and disappear. That will happen as well. And then we also need to put 2 red circles here to make it even. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. Okay, so now we have 4x equals 6 plus 2 is 8. And now we have to divide both sides by 4. 4 mystery boxes divided by 4 is just one mystery box. Okay, and dividing this by 4, 8 divided by 4 is 4. So let's cross them out until there are only 4 left. Okay, and doing the same thing with the actual equation, right here, divide that by 4. And then divide that by 4 as well. And we end up with x equals 2. And some of you might have caught, I actually made a mistake right here. I subtracted 4 instead of dividing by 4. So I should have ended up with only 2 circles. So what we're doing with x, the variables, and in the picture is really the same thing. Look at the one that makes the most sense to you and try to understand both if you can. But it's not a big deal if you can't understand the picture. Okay. And now we have another question, and we're going to do that in part 2.